All right, now the Proteas women's cricket team are currently in Colombo in Sri Lanka, where they are going to play a warm-up game against two nations. Of course, this in preparation for the Women's Cricket World Cup 2025. The tournament will be hosted by both India and Sri Lanka and gets underway on the 30th of September. The Proteas did just secure the three-match ODI series against Pakistan, with the likes of Tazmin, Marizanne as well as Wolvaardt all scoring centuries. Now, to talk more about how the preparations have been going for the team, we are joined virtually by the Proteas coach, Mandla Mashimbyi. Coach, thank you so much for joining us this morning. A very good morning to you.
Good morning to you, V. It's almost afternoon this side, but good morning to everybody.
Coach, let's first talk about just how your preparations have been looking. We see that ODI series against Pakistan, you secured it after 2 games. But talk to me about just the performance itself. Are you happy with how the team is coming out? We speak of 3 players getting a century each in that ODI series against the Pakistan.
Yeah, obviously it's very pleasing to see players actually getting those performances for their own good as well, but, definitely for the team. And I think, when we met in February for our first camp, the one thing that I challenged them on was we need to see more hundreds. To be honest with you, in the last 9 games that we've played as a team, we've scored 700. We've scored 700s. Of which obviously Taz is leading. She's got 4 of those, and it just shows that now we can rely on a lot more players within the team. We believe that everybody can come in and actually have an impact in us winning every match that we play at the moment, which is good for us as a team.
And Coach, we know that the ODI series obviously not ending the way we ideally would have liked it to, as South Africa as a whitewash, but you're still happy with the outcome of the series overall despite that loss in that last ODI?
Yeah, I mean, when we actually won the first 2, we played some really solid cricket, and that's not how we wanted to end it. It was a bit of a bled for us, but we took great learnings out of it. And I think, that's when you can actually put things into perspective and just say we must not take anything for granted. When we're on top, we need to know how to stay on top, and that was definitely not the way we wanted to finish the series. However, you got to commend how we went about things in the first 2 games, and, the girls gave it everything in those first 2 games. We can question maybe the fact that we didn't maybe think who could do the same. But I think if you want to be a world force in cricket, you got to have to win this type of series with 3-0. That's how we learn to win, really. But, overall, in terms of prep and where the team is at, I'm really, really happy. We've got our first warm-up game today. So it will be just nice to see where the girls are at in terms of the step that we've had and see if we can put things into place. And, hopefully by the time we get to the 3rd of October against England, will be where we need to be.
And perhaps we can delve a little bit deeper in terms of that opening game against England. Talk to me, Coach, about what you're looking for your approach to be going up against this English team, because we've seen the South African side go so far in terms of World Cups, come so close, but yet so far.
I think there's 3 things that we really touch on. We want to keep things simple, which helps us to be in the now. And also we want to be brave when the situations ask us to be brave. And the one thing is that belief factor and trusting the ability that you have as a player. And those 3 things have been on our lips throughout, and make sure that, when we get there against England, those things are applied or are actioned. And I'm pretty confident that the girls will bring it. We've seen their performances in the past. They just find a way to win games in these type of competitions. And I want that resilience coming back into this space. And I mean, this is something that I've had for a long time, added with the 3 things that I've mentioned to you before. So I'm pretty confident that we're going to give them a good go and hopefully get out of that game with a W.
And coach, just before I let you go, finally, when you look at the warm-up encounters you've had, the ODI series against Pakistan, you are now in Colombo. How crucial has this preparation been in terms of just what the conditions are in the setting where the World Cup will be taking place?
Yeah, these places are quite interesting because sometimes you might prepare for the worst, which is always good, and find the total opposite of it. So the one thing that we don't want to do, we don't want to make it a thing where we just talk about how bad the conditions are going to be. So the one thing that we just focusing on as a team is to make sure that you get into good positions, control what you can control. If it turns, at least you're in a good position to execute. And those are the things that we talk about. We don't really delve too much into how bad the conditions are going to be because we've played in Colombo in May. There were high scoring games there. We went to the West Indies, high scoring games, and now we saw in Pakistan as well, high scoring games as well. We've got people scoring hundreds. I mean, there were 500 scored in the whole series. So sometimes you might create a monster that's not there, and it's just to keep the players calm and understand, whatever situations or whatever conditions we face, they need to be able to assess and adapt, and make sure that they execute their game plans according to what the conditions face.
Well, Coach, thank you so much for your time this morning in South Africa and your afternoon there in Sri Lanka. We look forward to what your warm-up fixture against Bangladesh is going to be looking like this afternoon. But as South Africa, we are totally behind you. We are behind you and the girls, and we wish you all the best of luck in this World Cup.
Well, thank you very much, Vi. I really appreciate it.
That is Coach Mandla Mashimbyi. He is, of course, the head coach of the Proteas. They are preparing for the ICC Women's Cricket World Cup. Their final warm-up encounters against Bangladesh as well as Sri Lanka coming up, Pakistan rather, coming up on Sunday.